we're going to talk about something that I feel like gets overlooked in almost every single wedding planning process that I've been a part of or have seen. And that is honestly your groomsmen. Whenever somebody thinks about planning a wedding, they're always talking about the dress or the venue or what flowers they're going to be wearing. And then also the bridesmaids get brought into that because we need to know what dresses, shoes, jewelry, and flowers the bridesmaids are going to have. And not a ton of people talk about the groomsmen or the groom, especially when it comes to getting ready on the wedding day. So a lot of venues have bridal suites because obviously the bridal party, at least the bridesmaids, are going to take a lot more space and time to get ready for the actual wedding day. They've got hair and they've got makeup, and that's where all of the details are going to be. And honestly, they just come with a lot more stuff, so they need a lot more space. But that also doesn't mean that your groomsmen need to be completely left out of the entire process, because they're a part of the wedding day too. They also have a lot of things that they need to do while they're getting ready, and they want to have a good time. And I cannot tell you how many times I have shown up on a wedding day either to photograph it, to be in it, or I'm just a guest there, and the groomsmen are in a cheer closet or they're sitting in the reception space while the planner and the coordinator are, asking them to move because we're trying to put flowers on the tables. And sometimes I just feel bad because it's like they don't even get the space to have their drinks and get ready for the day. And then it's the groom's day too, so he wants to be able to prepare and get ready to have the love of his life walk down the aisle. So I think it's really important, especially as the bride planning the day, because I'm sure your groom is probably not going to speak up as much about what he wants while he's getting ready, because one, he's probably not thinking about it because he probably doesn't know how much time it actually takes to get ready for the wedding day. And then two, there's so many decisions being made that sometimes I feel like the guys get lost in a little bit of the shuffle because they don't want to be picky when, all of this stuff is going on. So I would definitely recommend you trying to figure out some way to bring the groomsmen and the groom into the day, especially when it comes to getting ready, so that way it starts their day off great. They have a really great memory, and then you also get really awesome photos of those memories. And this doesn't have to be something expensive. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. It can just be something that's really simple, but you do have to think about it ahead of time so that way you can rent the spaces or have the place ready for them to actually go to. Some venues will have spaces for the guys to get ready. I know I've been places where they have a groom suite just like they have a bridal suite, and the best ones have video games and couches and fridges so that they can bring in all of their food and drinks and just kind of have like a space for them to be out of the way, but also enjoying their morning. And then I know some venues have spaces specifically dedicated for the groomsmen, like Rose Hill Plantation in Nashville, North Carolina actually has a whole room for them to play pool while they're getting ready, and it just kind of sets the mood for the whole day. But if you've chosen a venue that only has a bridal suite or has limited space for the guys, I would recommend you kind of getting creative with a different solution for them during the day, but still have them really close to the venue so that if you do want photos of that space, it's easier for your photographer to get back and forth. And then also if the guys forget something, it's easy for them to get where they need to be. And also if somebody's running late, they're close to the venue, so you don't have to stress about that either. Some of the best options that I've seen have been couples that have rented out Airbnbs that are pretty close, that way you can have an entire house that has a kitchen and you have a place to like prepare drinks, have breakfast, and is also a space for the guys. I've also seen where it's really fun if, for people that are getting married in a downtown area like Wilmington, we have a bunch of breweries that are within walking distance of the venues. And I've seen where the groomsmen are getting ready at a place that maybe isn't like beautiful. Maybe it's just a hotel room that they're going to be staying in that night. And then they actually have them go down to the brewery, and that's where they get to hang out. And I know that we have a place that's called New Anthem, and it's like an open air brewery. So they're not necessarily outside sweating or freezing, but they are getting to have a space that is for them. It looks really cool, and they just get to relax before the big day. And then if you do want to do something that is a little bit more extravagant for the guys, I know that it's pretty popular for them to have an early tea time in the morning so that way they can go and play golf, and that's how they start off their day. I also think it might be Rose Hill and some other venues that have like fun things like shooting guns or something that is like just something fun for them to do in the morning to start off the day, since it doesn't take as long for them to get ready. But I do think it's important to think about it ahead of time, just because again, like I've shown up on wedding days before, and it just doesn't get thought about until the timeline's put together, and we're talking about, where are the guys getting ready? How do we want to get photographs of them? How close are they going to be? And usually it's like, oh, I haven't really thought about where they're going to be, or there's a room, I think, and then we get there and it's like it's an actual coat closet. So I want to make sure that your groomsmen are being taken care of just as much as the rest of your bridal party, because I love my girls and I love to see how beautiful they are, but the guys always crack me up, and we want to keep them in a good mood because that is what is going to have them cooperate the rest of the day. So if you are trying to figure out what you're going to be doing for your getting ready plans on your wedding day, definitely talk to your groom, see what he has in mind. If you have extra money in your budget to do something special for the guys, I think that's always going to be fun, especially since they are taking the time and money to be a part of your big day and celebrate you. And then, of course, I'm always seeing new ideas pop up that I hadn't even thought about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. That's kind of how I felt about the brewery stuff, which was so simple. I don't even know why that hadn't come to mind before. But if you or somebody that you know did something really fun for their groomsmen, make sure to drop it in the comments below so that way other brides can get an idea of how to really treat their groomsmen. So here's to making sure that every single person involved in your wedding day is feeling special and feeling excited about this celebration to come. And then if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wedding related content, everything from planning to photography to things that you probably wish that you knew while you were preparing for your big day. Okay, bye guys.